Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome back to the room Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul.
Apparently nobody wants to join me, so I'm on my own up here. Our team is doing an exceptional job, and they're coming in now. How about that? They want their own show.
Good afternoon. Sorry, LG, we didn't mean to make you wait. I know the
That's
feeling.
Something maybe I did wrong. I don't know.
I sat here by myself this morning, all by myself, so I know how it feels. Good afternoon, everybody. It's nice to be back. Our cabinet spent the day with the governor and the lieutenant governor, listening to the local community, working with local elected officials, and the lieutenant governor will go through that with some of our cabinet members. But I'm pleased to announce that after working today, we will have a 47-point plan and more than $77.8 million in grants and other state funding based on today's activities. So congratulations. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to the Lieutenant Governor, Kathy Hochul.
Thank you, Jim. It's so great to be back here. We had a fantastic day circling the whole region with this incredible cabinet. And I also want to make sure before we get started that everyone realizes there are a lot of people behind the scenes who do what they do to make us look good. And I do want to thank so many members of the governor's team for what they do. And Jim, you're incredible. And Andrew Kennedy, it's almost over. Where are you, Andrew? Great job on all your work. And Mark Streb leading up all the individuals who are part of the regional team. They've come from all over the state to be here today. The people handling the press, Max and others. So a lot of people, but I just want to say as a former staffer myself, I know where the burden and the stress lies, and we do not take any of you for granted. So I say thank you on behalf of the governor. Fantastic day, and I think anyone who sat here this morning could not have walked away not touched and inspired by the words of our governor, the sense of optimism, and the fact that you can never see a half-empty glass ever again, the way he describes it. All the glasses are almost full. And we feel that after our day here in the central New York region, because this area has so much potential. And as a result of today's work, we are going to be announcing things that people just only dreamed about a few years ago. But it's starting to happen. It is turning around, and today was a strong statement of the governor's commitment to central New York. Those of you who joined him out at Anheuser-Busch are aware that he announced $2 million in Excelsior tax credits that'll stimulate over $62 million private investment to expand their facility. And that's right in Baldwinsville. And the exciting news is that's 443 jobs right here in central New York. So let's hear it for that. And one of the best parts of my job is I get to tour all these places. I was actually out there sampling their chocolate beer just a few weeks ago, so there's a lot of exciting things happening there. And really, their national brand continues to grow, and we're so excited about that. Fantastic news. Also, the governor announced Super Dirt Week. $5 million to relocate Super Dirt Week to Central New York Raceway Park for the next 10 years. And this investment will be used to construct a new track, a clubhouse, and seating areas. So that's exciting news for another $5 million right there. We also announced $18 million to establish the SUNY Labs to Jobs Consortium, and that consists of 5 SUNY campuses, including Onondaga Community College, SUNY Oswego, SUNY Upstate, SUNY ESF, and Morrisville State College. 7 advanced labs across central New York will provide students with spaces to train in such fields as medical, engineering, and business. So let's hear it for the $18 million right there. And I was very proud to travel up to Morrisville State College this morning to announce almost $13 million to build a 35,000 square foot facility that'll include classrooms and shop space to have workforce development training in high-demand fields in central New York, including renewable energy, diesel technology, and agricultural engineering. And people up there were so excited about this announcement because it's actually accomplishing what the governor thinks is one of the highest priorities of us in state government, is to make sure that people have the skills that the businesses are looking for, and in particularly in agribusiness. And we have 3,500 farms right here in central New York where the technology is rapidly changing and people are aging out of the business. So we have an opportunity through this to have over 500 people come back for training as well to make sure that they know the state-of-the-art technologies that are leading this area. So that was another great announcement. Also, I was able to announce at our REDC meeting, we're going to be giving $100,000 to address another critical need in our cities. And that is, while the jobs are coming, how do we get people in high-needs areas to those jobs? Because the reality is not everybody can afford a car. They can't afford the insurance. So we still need to find a connection to get people in higher poverty areas to the jobs. So this initial seed money is going to fund buses to literally go to the neighborhoods and pick up people and get them to these jobs. So that's going to be starting very soon now. So that's $100,000 from the state of New York we're very excited about. And lastly, I also went up to Syracuse University and hosted a roundtable with students and administrators to further the promotion of the governor's Enough is Enough campaign, something that he took on to make sure that New York State has the toughest laws in America against sexual abuse on college campuses. So Syracuse University, those of you who are locals here, was one of the very first privates in the entire state to sign on, and we wanted to go up there and thank them for their leadership on this as well. So that's what I have to report for today, but it was a great opportunity to be here and to work with so many people. And at this point, I want to turn it over to the real people with the boots on the ground who are out there interacting with people in the local community today, and those are our commissioners, and I'd like to lead off with Commissioner Sam Roberts.
Thank you, Governor. Governor Cuomo believes strongly in the collective responsibility that we share in government and in society to help those in need. And we today saw that belief manifested in exciting developments for Central New York. I was able to present a collective of just about $15.5 million for Central New York. First, I had the pleasure of announcing an $8 million investment in the Rescue Mission Alliance. The governor believes in the work of the Rescue Mission, and this funding will help the organization develop nearly 130 new permanent supportive housing units. That includes 65 units for homeless adults with mental health or substance abuse issues, and residents will receive supportive services in everything from medical screenings to job readiness. But today, I also saw other examples of the governor's commitment to aiding and supporting vulnerable New Yorkers in the region. We announced a $6.4 million investment in Auburn Housing Authority, which will support the construction of 28 new units, permanent and transitional housing, and $1 million grant for Madison County Community Action Program for more permanent housing in that county. These are a few. Thank you. These are a few examples of how we on the governor's team are working to help people get back on their feet and lead a safe, healthy, productive lives in Central New York. And again, it was a pleasure to work with everyone today to make these accomplishments happen on behalf of Governor Cuomo and the people that we represent. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner. Now I'd like to call on Commissioner Arlene Gonzalez-Sanchez.
Good afternoon, Lieutenant Governor and everyone. It may be raining outside, but I have to tell you, it was a great day for us here in Central New York. One of the most important things that we can do to help people lead healthy lives is to make sure that support services are widely offered and easily accessible. So we had a number of great discussions today with our local partners to get a better sense of what's needed on the ground. And I am so happy to announce that we're now disclosing $4 million worth of programming to assist with some of these needs. First, we unveiled a public service announcement that will go live in October 1st. It's an educational campaign talking about the synthetics, which was great. It was very well received. Next, we certified a brand new opioid treatment program right here in Syracuse, which will give this area the capacity of 100 additional patients to be treated with medication-assisted treatment, and they no longer will have to travel miles away to get that needed service. We also identify $100,000 worth for Family Support Navigator to assist parents, and $150,000 worth for peers to engage individuals to get treatment. Second, the state will be providing $2 million to unify and expand psychiatric services at the Hutchins Psychiatric Center in downtown Syracuse. This will help increase the facility's capacity by 1,800 patients and empower them to achieve better psychiatric, physical, and mental health outcomes for all of their patients. And third, the state is providing $1.25 million to combat childhood obesity in Syracuse. This is in partnership with Onondaga County, and our goal is to reduce the markedly high student obesity rates within the city proper. There are a few of the items that we have been able to make, or I should say, these are a few of the items that we have been able to make progress on. And I really thank Governor Cuomo's leadership and support of our efforts to address these local concerns. It was really a pleasure to have participated in Central New York Capital for a Day. And on behalf of the governor, I look forward to continued partnerships with all of you in the days to come. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. At this time, we'll hear from Commissioner Rose Harvey.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. On behalf of a couple members of the governor's administration, DEC and Canals and Parks, we had a wide-ranging set of meetings, some joint and some on our own, and just to talk about the environment and what we can do better. And what emerged from all of them was a strong, strong emphasis on more waterfront access for recreation. And so to that end, we have a number of exciting announcements totaling $3.9 million in grants. And to the issue of recreational waterfront access, it's $250,000 to upgrade the boat launch at Mudlock on Cayuga Lake, $250,000 to support year-round fishing access at Sandy Pond in Oswego County, and then $2.6 million for a safe docking area at Brewertown for barges, tour boats, and pleasure boats on the Erie Canal, and $750,000 for the Loop to Lake Trail to connect Lakeview Amphitheater to the Onondaga waterfront, lake waterfront. And if we're providing access, we want to make sure it's to a clean and natural environment. And to that end, we're going to provide $200,000 more to Cortland County to enhance its recycling operations and increase the rate of recycling. So we had a very productive day. We also heard of many, many more suggestions as to how we can all be better partners and leverage resources. And so thank you, all the stakeholders, and thank you, Lieutenant Governor, and the Governor for this opportunity.
Thank you, Commissioner. Now we'll hear from Commissioner Matt Driscoll.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. Good to see you here. It's great to be back again with all of you. Thank you, everybody, for coming. As I talked about this morning, we all know that having strong infrastructure is key to having a strong community. That's why the state's investment in our region's transportation and energy infrastructure is so critically important. I'm pleased to announce today that this investment will continue with a $6 million program from NYSERDA that will make solar energy accessible to lower-income homeowners. Also, $11 million will be provided to expedite the highway improvement project to create a modern transportation corridor in Route 104 in the town of Oswego, really improving vehicle and pedestrian travel between the university and downtown, critically important project. And in the city of Auburn, we'll be providing $2.6 million on the Route 34 South Street corridor connecting to the Harriet Tubman Museum. And those are very big for both of these communities. I also want to let you know we had a very productive meeting downtown today on the I-81 corridor. Had over 125 people come and participate. It was a fantastic meeting, and we'll look forward to having more of those in the days ahead. Thank you.
Great, great. Well, thank you, Commissioner, and all commissioners for, again, giving your time and your talents to this region today, and surely it'll be a better place because of you showing up here today. At this point, I'd like to start recognizing some of our elected officials and get some of their thoughts, and I'd like to start off with the woman who kicked us off this morning, didn't kick us out, she kicked it off this morning, our county executive here in Onondaga, Joni Mahoney.
Thank you very much. It has been a pleasure listening to all of you reporting out on what happened here in our region. We really appreciate that you were here. Thank you to the governor and to you, the lieutenant governor, and this senior staff and cabinet of Governor Cuomo's. And one thing that people maybe don't realize is the added benefit here. Not only can you see what it is we're talking about, but there are many times when our local governments need more than one state agency, and it can sometimes be difficult to maneuver from here to Albany or to New York City. And to have you come here and interact with each other and with us, we've made tremendous progress today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, County Secretary. I'd like to turn it to our Senator David Valesky.
Thank you very much, Governor Hochul, and thank you for your leadership. You know, sometimes in organizations when you're the number 2, you don't get the recognition that you necessarily deserve, and you have done an outstanding job. And while you are from Buffalo, I like to remind everyone here that your alma mater is Syracuse University. So we think you have a soft spot. Two very quick points. As all of you would remember from your civics lessons, I'm sure, I have, as a member of the Senate, the opportunity and responsibility of reviewing the governor's nominations for the positions that you see in front of you here today. Commissioners of state agencies are reviewed by the state Senate and confirmed by the state Senate. So I have had the opportunity to spend some time reviewing the nominations over Governor Cuomo's 5 years now of the people, many of the people that you see here in front of you. And I hope that after you have had this chance to spend some time with them, I hope you would agree with me that the governor certainly deserves to be commended for attracting the best and the brightest to his cabinet and to his administration. And many of these officials who are here left very successful careers in the private sector, had other opportunities and continue to have other opportunities that they certainly could pursue. But they have chosen public service, and they have chosen to do this because they believe, I know, in the mission of this administration. So as someone who has participated in the confirmation process for everyone who is here today, I just want to thank each and every member of the governor's cabinet and offer another round of applause to all of them. That's got to be from Sam Roberts, right? It's from Sam. Okay. So thank you all for your service. Last but not least, Rob Simpson has had that chair right in front of the governor this morning, in front of the lieutenant governor today, and he knows that as successful as we have all been today in all of these great announcements and progress that is moving forward, I think, Rob, that you would agree that this tees us up very nicely for the main event. The application that the Central New York region is putting forward as we speak. As Senator DeFrancisco said this morning at the cabinet meeting, we are well positioned here in Central New York to be very, very successful. So let's take the momentum that we have from today and go out and win that competition in a few short weeks. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Senator. And now we'd like to hear from our Assemblyman Bill Magdarelli.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor, and thank you for all you've done. I'm glad to know that you're an alum of Syracuse University, and very proud to have you here. You know, you announced $5 million, $2 million, $18 million, $13 million. You know, you start saying these numbers, and all of a sudden they start adding up. It's a big amount of money. And to see it coming to our region, finally, people taking notice of what we have to offer, exactly what we said this morning. And then listening to the governor and his positive message, as the lieutenant governor so eloquently told us again this afternoon, these are important things to remember as we go forward. I know that attending the REDC meeting this afternoon, where we finalized our application for the $1.5 billion prize, so to speak, I was very happy to see that the entire region came together and put together an application that we all were proud of. And we're just hoping that that is going to carry us over the finish line first, and I think it will. So let's be positive, as the governor said this morning, and continue the good work that everybody is doing, including these commissioners, many of them who were colleagues of mine in the Assembly or in government before. We really do appreciate everything that you do, and we hope that this just continues. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Assemblyman. I'd like to hear now from Assemblyman Bill Barkley.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor, and I appreciate you and the governor being here today. I think it was a great day, and having the whole cabinet here to get around the area is very important. It was particularly important for me because we did two stops. We did one about Dirt Week, which was a great announcement for me because I represent the town of Hastings, and that's where they're going to do Super Dirt Week next year. So I appreciate that support. And the other reason was Anheuser-Busch, and I appreciate the governor going out to Anheuser-Busch. I always like the end of the day at a brewery, and that's what we did, and it was a terrific stop because we were able to have a drink there, and I look forward to going to the reception and seeing the amphitheater next. So thank you very much, Lieutenant Governor.
Thank you. Thank you. Assemblyman Al Sturpey.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor, and thank you again for everything you do, and thank you for the governor's leadership. He has certainly done a great job. You know, the only thing I have to add is in my session, I went to Green Lakes with Commissioner Harvey, talked about access to state parks, et cetera. And you go to a lot of these meetings, and there are a lot of people usually, and everybody's nodding their head. But at our meeting, the commissioner and all the people were taking lots of notes. And I just want to say that doesn't happen all the time. So I think what is going to come out of this is that a lot of the suggestions that we've come up with today are going to be put in and implemented in some shape in the future. And that's one thing I'm really looking forward to. So thank all the commissioners. I really appreciate all the hard work you do. When you're in public life, no matter what decisions you make, half of them everybody applauds and half of them everybody boos. But I think we've got some people who have great capabilities, and they're doing a great job in our state. So thank you.
Thank you very much. I think it's important also to hear from some of our partners in local government, and I'd like to call on Cayuga Legislative Chairman Michael Chapman.
Thank you. I'd like to say thanks to the governor, lieutenant governor, your staff. It's truly a good day to have you here in our region. I'd also like to say thanks to all the commissioners and your staff. We've utilized many of your various departments. We look forward to further collaboration. I'd also like to say thanks to our elected partners here in Onondaga, Oswego, Cortland County, and we look forward to more good news that you have brought us today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We also have our Oswego County Chairman, Kevin Gardner.
Yes, cabinet members, Lieutenant Governor, thank you very much. On behalf of Oswego County, we actually made out very well today, and but so did Central New York. And I just want to say there's a deep appreciation for what occurred today on behalf of Oswego County. And I look forward to the next CNY Capital for a Day. So thank you very much, everyone, and have a good day.
Thank you. And we also have Cortland County Legislator Charles Sudbrink.
Yes, on behalf of Cortland County, I'd like to thank the governor, the lieutenant governor, and all the commissioners for spending the day with us. I truly believe it shows that you support CNY, and that it means a lot to Cortland County. Thank you.
That was a pretty good day, wouldn't you say? I think we should give a round of applause to everybody here for incredible announcements. It was such a pleasure to be here, and thank you all for opening up to your community to our partners in government and give us an opportunity to showcase the great government that's going on in your state of capital. And I think leadership does matter. And this would not have happened under other individuals who did not realize that there actually is an upstate New York. I think we've seen a tremendous amount of attention focused in the last 4.5 years, and I'm so excited to know what the next few years are going to bring with the governor who really cares and knows how to get the job done. And with that, I'd like to invite all of you to a reception to celebrate today's accomplishments down at the new amphitheater. Thank you very much for joining us, and thank you.